to another stream for the League of Dracula 2024. The players are getting started. I am just getting set up. JBPhilly is filling in for the commentator who I announced. If you saw my YouTube post and you're thinking, wait a minute, who's the expert commentary here? The expert commentary will be JBPhilly. Say hello.
Expert, all right. Well, I don't know about all that. Excuse me. Oof, got a bit of a cough.
It's all right. Everybody's more of an expert than me, is how I look at it. So.
Well, you know, it's funny. I don't know that I've ever played a game against you.
Well, yeah, because I hardly ever play.
I've been seeing your name around forever, but I'm not sure I've ever played you.
Yeah. I mostly play in group games, and group games almost never happen, so I almost never play.
Oh yeah, well we do need to get more of those going. They're a lot of fun. When time allows, of course.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was sort of bummed because there was a time when the community was trying to really put some effort behind getting group games going, and at that time I was absolutely swamped with work, so I couldn't play in any of them. And I was like, this is the one time I would actually be playing.
Yeah, it's tough. Now, also, something is weird with the game that I'm seeing. I see Mina in Madrid. I don't see any other hunters on the board, and I see waiting for Dracula to choose where to start.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I have Seward and Godalming in 38, which is Munich, and I have Van Helsing in London. So
okay, something very weird happened to me then, because Mina was the only hunter on the board. But I'm gonna rejoin and see if that's definitely a new bug.
Okay, well, if there's gonna be bugs, hopefully it's only on the spectator side.
Oh boy. Yeah. Oh wait, no, there they are. Okay, two boys in Munich, and they just appeared at once Dracula placed his location. Now I'm guessing maybe Van Helsing will show up once I see him. Yep, okay, there he is in London. Alright, well that was very strange.
Weird.
I wish I were the one recording so that we could send that video to Nomad.
Yeah, that's... Oh well. On the flip side, I'm just going to say I'm glad I'm recording because everyone should be able to see my stream. And the viewers, I'm sure, appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, so Mina's already got a knife and an escape route. That's a pretty nice start for her.
Yes. Also, just to do a little bit of setup for this actual game in front of us, we have something of a long-term rivalry happening here. Fangs of Fire and Strider were both in the New Blood tournament, which Strider ended up winning, but they never actually faced each other. Which means the only times that Strider and Fangs of Fire have played each other in official tournament games, Fangs of Fire has won every time. Fangs of Fire won the other side of this match. So now, Strider is trying to get some sort of win against Fangs in an official match, and Fangs is looking to get a perfect end of the first phase of this part of the tournament.
Okay, now you say the other end, so out of every game that they've played in the league against each other, that being one game,
well, I think, because I was talking with Strider about this, he was saying that even if you go back to older tournaments, I think the very first tournament he played in, he faced Fangs of Fire, and did not do so well.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what tournament that would have even been, actually. Maybe the first...
I think it was the regionals tournament, where they had...
Regional.
Yeah.
That was before my time, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it would have been before your time. Wow.
Well, yeah, and as a tournament admin here, I am sadly derelict in my duties of kind of following this and being able to give good hype commentary based on who's played against who. Obviously, it is a bit overwhelming with the sheer number of players in this first stage. I think that once we get to the elimination stages, it'll be a little bit clearer how everyone's performing against each other.
Oh yeah, it's still very early.
Yeah, right now it's not early enough to be able to give any spicy and/or substantial commentary.
Yeah, it's still very early, and I'm just catching up on chat here. Please let us know. By the way, I didn't have time to do any audio balancing, so if the balance is off, feel free to let us know. Let's see. Oh, Strider's New Blood champ. JB is new bug champ. Great.
Who's that? Is that Gyro? That sounds like a Gyro.
Oh, it was Snuffleupagus, actually.
Oh, okay. All right, nice. Another punster amongst us.
Indeed.
Yeah. How many other folks do we have in the chat?
Scott Sword and Snuffleupagus are here, but they're both going to take off at some point. Scott Sword has better priorities. He's got the other game going on. Both him and Pizza Wizard are saying the audio sounds good. Pizza Wizard's here.
Great.
He might be the only one who sticks around, or he also might have something else to do today. I don't know.
What could possibly... Scott Sword is the only one with a valid excuse not to watch the entirety of this game.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let's talk about this Munich start while we have a chance.
Yes.
To me, as Dracula, I'm starting in the East every time.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that just makes it so tempting to start over there. It's so much stronger because they're a turn away.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know, man. It just makes me want to start in Varna or Athens and just go. Well, actually, no. I guess Athens is equidistant from Vienna as it is from Munich. That's probably part of the logic of why people do this Munich start. What you're tempted to do as Dracula is start over in Galatz or Varna or Constanta. But yeah, to me that's pretty juicy, pretty tempting prospect. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. It's interesting to see the different starts and how they sort of encourage different play and how you try and manage where Dracula goes as hunters. So in case anyone's not familiar, the normal setup is to have the two hunters sort of that are barricading the east start in Vienna, which is 58. And whereas this is a little bit further off in Munich, 38. And I think that so I was watching the very start of a game that Scott Sword recently played. The games are piling up. I am having a hard time keeping up.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But he was playing against, I think it was Geo, and he had one hunter starting in Bucharest, which was very strongly like don't start in the east. Whereas this particular setup, it's like, okay, I can get to pretty much anywhere in Central Europe, which is a strong starting point for a lot of Draculas. And I think Fangs in particular, it's interesting, I think, that Fangs has gone with this setup because from what I understand, Fangs favors Central Europe start. So I think maybe he's sort of guarding against his own Dracula tendencies, but I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it might be, but that's basically what you said. Yeah, you're making Central Europe a lot less tempting for Dracula, and as well as Italy, but at the cost of making the East more tempting because you're okay in terms of fast horses. You're the same distance from Athens or Salonika, but you are no longer a chartered carriage away from places like Constanta, Varna, Salonika. So yeah, some of those further flung eastern options suddenly become a lot easier for Dracula to mature, say, a hoax in, although obviously that's not the case here since we're seeing a rumor on the first encounter. And, again, if Dracula wants to sort of set up his, string of evil lairs out in the east, he just has a little bit more room to maneuver there. And to me, because the east is such a strong starting region, and if you're interested in learning more about that, why don't you go watch the video that Wiskachik and I made a while back about Dracula starting locations, and you'll see why the East is so friggin' fantastic.
There you go. Is that on your channel or Wiskachik's?
That's a great question.
I was trying to amplify your plug, and now I've taken away from it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, clearly I'm not on top of this. Let's find out. View your channel. A lot of game recordings here.
Yep, as Pizza Wizard points out, so many games, so little time. Oh, Scott Sword's clarifying, during the summer, he says he battered Geo by starting east, so he wanted to counter it completely.
I think it's on Wiskachik's channel, the Dracula starting locations analysis. So we did kind of a tier list, or not a tier list, but like a region by region, city by city breakdown. Okay, let's see what Dracula's working with here.
Behind the Veil.
No fog, so... That's always a bummer for hunters not to be able to burn a fog with that card, but so fighting vampire is not bad.
Mm-hmm. I forgot we wouldn't get to see the second screen, so I closed out of the options. I was going to ask people what they would discard, and then I was like, wait a minute, I took the visual off the screen. But it looks like he chose the new vampire, which makes sense.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Yeah. Nothing else in there was worth... those are all kind of burn cards anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, as they're saying in the chat, 2 wolves and a rat and an aristocratic. High-quality cards for the tournament.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know. I think Strider's in the East because it's just so strong to be there, and the fact that the guys are in Munich, makes it less tempting to do like an Amsterdam or certainly like a Bari start. But
yeah, it seems likely.
There's always the possibility of a UK start still, or maybe even an Ireland.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what do you think about an Ireland start with this particular hunter setup?
I mean, I'm never a huge fan of an Ireland start unless you. I don't know, man. The only time I would do an Ireland start, I probably wouldn't do it in a league game for the most part, just because it's so iffy. But if I have a hoax and a saboteur and a vampire of of some kind, maybe I'll consider an Ireland start. But yeah, now these guys are even closer to the mainland, so they can kind of jump into position even faster once you try to escape. Unless you're trying to escape into Britain, which is dicey, extremely dicey. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I like an Ireland start for fun play, just for screwing around, which obviously everybody knows I'm a big fan of. But tournament play, it's pretty risky. What about you?
Oh, I really don't have enough experience to talk about that. But Pizza Wizard is backing you up, which I think is a very strong endorsement. He says that's the right take to have, JBPhilly. Ireland start is iffy.
Yeah, very, very iffy. I mean, same with a Britain start, which I love. I mean, it's very fun, as in to do a Great Britain start. When just Van Helsing's over there, you can kind of hope to have the chance to beat the crap out of him. But it really does depend on a lot. You can get detected very easily by an evil presence or local rumors. Edinburgh gets checked fairly often. And if Van Helsing doesn't move at the right time, it can really kind of throw your game off.
Yeah, that's true.
It's still stronger to start there now that the trail movement works differently, because you have that extra turn actually opens up a lot of possibilities for staying in England longer. But it's very, very swingy. Like, if you get lucky and if Van Helsing kind of moves into Edinburgh and you've got the right thing there to kick the crap out of him, like maybe you've got a mob and a bats, and then you fling him into Manchester with a fighting vampire and then like attack him somehow. But if that doesn't work out, then you're kind of very constrained. You're forced to move to sea earlier than you want to. Yeah.
Snuffleupagus is saying, though, that with that hand, a Britannica start may be tempting. Vamps and damage-dealing cards make killing Van Helsing possible.
That's very true. Yeah, and it heavily depends on what your hand is, which, again, the new update to the game, which now allows us to see our Dracula cards before placing the starting location, makes a big difference. And that really amps up the strength of a potential UK start, depending on what you're holding.
Yep. Pizza Wizard is saying even if you can't kill him, crippling him to where he can't really move without fear of death can be quite strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, a newspaper. All right. Oh, it's a non-star. Okay, so he was not dissuaded from the Western Europe start by the proximity of the two boys.
Interesting.
Interesting. I have to imagine he was hoping at least one more turn would go by before his location was found, because he's now there's not very many locations that he can be in now. And
I've seen a lot of games from Strider's perspective, and in every single one of them, he's on the edge of his seat about newspaper reports, so I don't doubt he was just praying for another slide.
Excuse me.
Yep.
So yeah, he's not in Bordeaux. Well, actually, he could be in Bordeaux. But okay, he did not go towards Spain. That's helpful for hunters to know. Unless, of course, he's now in Toulouse.
Yeah, Pizza Wizard saying he loves starting in Nantes. Snuffleupagus, another non-start. No wolf form, though. I think.
Yeah, I do love a non-start, actually.
From what I've seen, I think Snuffleupagus was in a game where he started in Nantes and then wolf formed over to Santander.
Oh, yeah.
It was a double aristocratic, I think, opening. There's too many games. Not that I'm complaining. I'd rather have them all covered than none, but
of course,
makes it hard to keep up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, good on anybody who's actually watching all of these. There's a lot of content, and there's no possible way I can keep up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like a non-start because it's kind of an extremity location, a low-key extremity location that's a little bit different. And now, it's not part of the meta now that it does get checked. I think some of its initial strength, of course, came from the fact that it wasn't getting checked the way like Amsterdam and Athens and Bari and so forth were. But it's still it's still a bit of an extremity location. Gives you two options in terms of going east or then going down to Spain. And especially if Mina's in Spain alone, then going to Spain can become kind of tempting.
Yeah, and I know Strider does feel pretty comfortable as Dracula in Spain. He spent a lot of time there in the New Blood tournament, and it largely served him well.
Okay. Yeah. Spain, if you get there early, or late in the game. It can be decent. Like a Spain start can be solid, and of course ending the game in Spain is a classic way for things to play out.
Yeah, sorry, I should be saying Iberia. It's an ingrained habit.
Of course. Well, listen, there's going to be a lot of fuzzy geography, and you know what? You can't blame us for it. You have to blame the game developers. And you know why? It's because they're calling the East Baltica, and nobody knows why.
Nobody knows why. Baltica, for
a mystery.
I looked this up the other day, so I could still be wrong. I've only just sort of come to terms. I knew Baltica was wrong for the East in the game, but I wasn't actually sure where it was. If I looked it up on the map correctly, it's actually somewhere around Berlin, number 7.
Well, yeah, kind of east. Well, so I've never heard it called Baltica, but like the Baltic states are kind of in the mix of like the gray of, what's now like Russia mixing over into on that west coast, and then like that little strip of green of Germania that's sticking out. Yeah, that's kind of the Baltic states. And I've never heard them called Baltica. That's true. But if anything would be called Baltica, I would assume it would be those. Whereas, what's over in the east is in no way Baltic. Mm-hmm. I really would love to talk to one of the game devs, because I think the regions originated in 3rd edition, so it's not like that far in the past that, maybe we could track down one of the game devs who was part of that and just ask them where did that name come from? Because I googled it, didn't find any sign of Eastern Europe ever having been called Baltica. I couldn't track down any. Ooh, a fog, an early fog. Okay, so he really wants to mature that vampire, but here's the thing.
He's ambushing with it, though.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he wants that,
He wants that point?
Well, he wants that influence point, but that's dicey. She's got a knife, so it's not going to be the easiest to get a Fangs onto her.
Yep.
And he plays it wrong, and depending on what she's holding, it could go... If she has a garlic or a crucifix, like, this vampire could just die.
Yeah.
But now, timing-wise, I think as long as he doesn't get reckless, as it were, and get the vampire killed, I think he's guaranteed to mature. Oh, he's opening with a Fangs.
Wow.
Okay, well, wow. That really paid off.
Yeah, it sure did. Yeah.
I think it was 50-50 that she would knife there.
Yeah. Oh, man. What a risky move.
He must have maybe he has a strong combat hand. If he's got a couple more strengths and, now if he's got a mesmerize, he can use it for free. Again, barring a crucifix.
Yep.
But yeah, ambushing like that, that's especially because he's guaranteed to mature this vampire, I think. Well, actually, no, hold on. How does that work? So at dusk, a fog goes away. Then Knot slides to the last position. Oh, actually, no. So that vampire is not guaranteed to mature. Okay. Because if Mina's holding a stake, or has a stake in the interim, she can final night.
She can make it at the last moment, yeah. Pizza Wizard, I was heavily punished for ambushing in my tournament game. And of course the greed works out here. Maybe I just haven't been greedy enough.
Ooh, applauding? Okay.
Ooh, good punch from Mina there.
Ooh. Alright.
Vampire's gotta be worried. The knife will kill now. Though he can't escape if he has a mist.
If he doesn't have a escape as mist, or a strength would be great here.
Ooh, it's a strength.
Oh, strength.
You got it.
Oh, wow. And Mina's paying for it. Wow. Okay, this ambush is actually not going too bad for Dracula. Mina's getting aggressive, as I think she has every right to do here.
Yeah, and Pizza's...
But now, does he have the cards to...
Pizza Wizard's pointing out that we were correct. Mina will have one night to search.
And
yeah,
she supplies and pulls a stake. Oh, wow, a claws.
Wow.
Okay. Not have escape as missed?
You must not.
If she had another knife or something, or hell, if she had a garlic, that vampire would have just died.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Sorry, I've got this scratchy throat and a bit of cough all week.
Oof. Well, I hope you feel better. Oh, there's the escape.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's bailing out.
Okay.
That's smart. He doesn't want to risk getting hit by that knife if he doesn't have another strength. Although, imagine if he'd had a second strength. Man, he could have had Mina down at 3 and gotten a point. That's... Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Mina's got to frantically supply for a knife. Because she does not want to go into a fight against that thing at night.
Yeah. Yep, Met King saying greed will get you everything, even if you have to pile drive your enemies to do so. I agree, Pizza Wizard. It's good to hear from Met King. Scott Swords, pointing out that, like you said, JBPhilly, Mina will have to day supply to find a steak.
A steak, not a knife. Yeah, I said it's a knife.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I have too many things going on when I stream. I can't keep things straight. Let's see what's going on in the discard pile here. Looks like nothing too surprising has been discarded by the hunters. No, there is a rifle, but still, only one. There's 8 Drac events in the discard pile. Interesting, yeah. Pizza Wizard saying double knife could also probably settle the vampire, but at what cost?
It would be risky, because she could die to a claws, even if she's got the double knife.
True.
Depending on how the combat goes, you know, if he strengths first and then, or if he claws and she punches or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Seward's getting aggressive. Yeah, hunters have not supplied a whole ton, but they're just prioritizing getting to the trail. Okay, so has anybody been to Paris yet? I don't know if they have actually. So Dracula either went to Claremont or to Paris, but yeah, he could be making a run to sneak off into the east, or just Germany, or he could be going a roundabout way down to Iberia. Look at me being correct. Oh,
ooh, another newspaper.
Okay, we went to Paris, Claremont, and then either Geneva or Toulouse, or I guess Bordeaux, because no, couldn't be Bordeaux. I think Mina just was there too recently. So yeah, either Geneva or Toulouse. 2 very different futures for Dracula, depending on which direction he went, the eastern or the western.
Yeah. As Dracula, I think you're probably reasonably happy with having the hunters move around without having done a ton of supplies.
Yeah. Yeah, because even if they do jump onto him right now, they may or may not be well equipped to do as much damage as they'd like to.
Yep.
Again, if they get lucky with items, they might be armed to the teeth. Okay, so Mina's just letting the vampire go. That's a trade-off. Dracula's going to be at 8, but that's 2 hideouts removed.
Yep. Hyde comes back.
They already, because they found Clermont-Ferrand right when they did, now they know exactly where to start searching. There's only 2 cities that the final trail position could be right now.
That's true.
So it's easily discovered. But Dracula's at 8. And he's got to be happy about that.
Absolutely. I'm seeing a sad farewell to the holy bullets in the chat here. I only see 2 in the discard. Are there only 2?
There's 3.
Yeah, I thought there were 3. Yeah. There might be one more kicking around.
Yeah, could be. Could be in the deck, though. There's quite a few items left. So, actually, one thing I'd be a bit tempted to do here as Dracula is misdirect that final location, especially if it's not a good encounter, and then wolf form.
Interesting. Yeah, Scott Sword is looking like he agrees with you. Misdirect space after CF. I don't know what CF means. Oh, Clermont-Ferrand. So maybe not agreeing with you. But yeah.
No. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Because then that would make them suddenly have to check Strasbourg, Zurich. Well, actually, it wouldn't give them that. I mean, it would give them a number of cities they would have to check. That's true. But if it's a good encounter, then you might not want to sacrifice it. Oh, all right.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. That's the benefit there would have been that Godalming doing that wouldn't have told him anything. He would have had to move further.
Right.
But maybe it's a strong encounter. Maybe it's another vampire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Piece of Wizards agreeing with that. Misdirect would cause the hunters to have to go deep into Spain to confirm.
Yeah, so I would say Dracula's most likely sticking to the Spanish coast here. Probably in... I would say he probably went next to Saragossa, and then maybe to Alicante, but more likely to Santander because Alicante gives him fewer options to keep moving and not be hemmed in.
Interesting.
Oh, interesting. What did Van Helsing go there for? Maybe. Oh, I think Van Helsing's just getting ahead of the inevitable Dracula escape.
Right. Yeah, because you know Dracula can't stay in Iberia forever, so you've got to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, and Van Helsing is the hunter who tends to sort of hang back.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, he's going to be supplying anyway. Might as well have him be supplying next to the Mediterranean. Because ideally, when Dracula's about to escape by sea from Spain, you want to have a hunter in Bordeaux, or possibly not. Oh, a bodyguard. Wait, he ambushed with it. Okay, I guess he just wanted to make sure to hit Mina, since she was already damaged.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Huh. I guess, yeah, maybe just trying to soften her up so she can't chase as effectively into Spain. I think that makes sense. Since otherwise Godalming might have started.
Exactly, because Mina and Godalming are on the same space, if you really want to damage Mina, then it might make sense to ambush there.
Yeah. Yeah, because now it's pretty tough for her to chase. Well, no, yeah, it's tougher for her to chase into Spain, so it might buy Dracula a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, Met King is saying Fangs won the first game as Drac. Seems like Drac is on the powerful side this tournament. If I remember correctly, I think Scott Sword or one of the other tournament admins was saying that Dracula has won, I think, 10 of the 13 games or something like that. Something ridiculous. It's a lot of Dracula wins. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, Scott Sword said something similar to me just yesterday. I don't know the exact numbers offhand, but yeah, Dracula's been winning quite a few.
Yeah, Pizza Wizard's pointing out Dracula had an early lead in the other tournament as well. Although in the Immortal Invitational, the hunters wound up mostly making up that ground. It'll be interesting to see what happens in this one.
Yeah, that's what I recall. It was a heavily favored Drac at first, and then we saw the hunters kind of bounce back, which made sense in that the game mechanics had just changed in ways that I think favored Dracula more than the hunters. But I think as hunters learned to adapt to the new meta, they kind of caught up. But yeah, here if we're still seeing Dracula coming out strong, be interesting to see if that holds up.
Yeah, and I think I talked over you at the Wax Cylinders reveal from Seward, but that's obviously a good card for him to have.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And nice to have it, too, because now that Dracula knows he has it, now Dracula's afraid to use hide. So kind of just it's a preemptive hide prevention in a lot of ways. But yeah, also they scanned Spain, worth mentioning. So Dracula didn't do a sneaky thing and double back from, Saragossa to Santander to Bordeaux. Well, actually, wait.
Or Gallia.
I don't
right?
think Dracula could have gone to Spain at that point. Unless he had gone to Bordeaux and hidden, I suppose. Oh, he did. Interesting. He did go to Bordeaux, but now he's in Santander.
Interesting.
Or no. And now he's in Saragossa, Madrid, or Lisbon. I would bet
check from hunters money there.
Because either of the other two cities is too iffy, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at this. So, Dracula beat up Mina a little bit. Now she's, maybe not in a great position to go chasing after him.
Thanks for joining us, Snuff.
Got to deal
Sorry, it looks like Snuff was taken off. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah. Thanks for jumping in the chat for a while. So yeah, Godalming's maybe going to be tied up with this vampire for a bit. And if he, has a stake, then that's one less item that he has to fight Dracula with. Mina's kind of beat up. And so it's really only Seward that can go full bore at chasing Dracula into Spain right now. Still, though, I would bet that he's in Lisbon because it's just so much safer than the other two. The other two really expose you to getting screwed by an early CG, a combination of renewed vigor attack. Saragossa in particular is quite a risky move. That said, I think Strider, he's capable of a little gamble here and there.
Yep.
Okay, Mina's going for it. Interesting. Is she gonna
4 HP?
Oh, she's okay. Joining Seward so she can heal up. That makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Oh, but look
she's
at that.
hit with a mob. Wow.
Wow. I don't know if I would have ambushed though, because Seward was for sure gonna search that. and now they both get to heal. So you just like really diminish the impact of the mob there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. And it's not like the other one. They both would have gotten hit by that mob.
Yeah. And then, then most likely Seward would have been the one to search. So he would have taken the 5. Mina would have taken the 3, but then she would have healed back up to 3. So now Seward's going to be at 7 and Mina's going to be at 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that mob, I think, was not... Yeah, I think maybe he was just too excited to see the chance of hitting 2 people with a mob and impulsively clicked ambush, which is something I would certainly do myself. Just say that.
Yep. Yeah, Pizza was saying the value was probably too tempting, though you're right, he should have waited.
Yeah, that said, it's only 2 HP on Seward, so of a difference, so not like an enormous difference.
Yeah. Also, I was laughing earlier. Pizza Wizard had in a comment, humans have always used endurance hunting tactics to hunting mammoths in prehistoric times and Dracula in medieval times. And also pointing out that Drac has to be thinking about his exit strategy. As you were saying, making the move to Saragossa somewhat unlikely.
Yeah, that said, it could be the sneaky option. Maybe he's going to try to go to Barcelona and escape that way. Or Alicante. I think Madrid is probably the least likely. Mm-hmm. Even though it gives him most options, I feel like it's the least likely because it's not the sneakiest, like Saragossa.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it gets before Saragossa does. Well, that said, though, he made it out. So, hey, if he went to Saragossa, it paid off.
Yeah.
Now he's just deciding, does he... Oh, okay. So if he did go to Lisbon, he either then went to Cadiz or hid. I'm sure he wouldn't move from Lisbon to Madrid here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sticking around a little bit longer. And again, the hunters are softened up. Mina's not ready to attack. Godalming is, and let's see what happens here.
Yeah, Pizza Wizard and Scott Store is saying it makes staying a little bit better. Also, a renewed vigor here could land 3 people on him today.
Okay, so
it was
he's
Lisbon.
I'm gonna bet that he's in Cadiz. And again, if he went to Madrid here, that is a hella ballsy move. All right, Seward's on the move too.
See where he's going.
Cadiz. I bet he jumps on Cadiz.
Seems
just try to get a little fight in with him, beat him up before he goes to sea and takes damage.
Yeah, bloody his nose a bit before the ocean.
Maybe he's got a heroic leap. That would suck for Dracula.
Yeah.
Although, well, it depends what's in Cadiz.
It does.
No ambush. Interesting. I was gonna say if it's like a bodyguard or a mob or something, then that can prevent Seward from using a heroic leap. So it must not have been a damaging encounter. I wonder what it was.
It's a good question, Pizza Wizard. Is the 2-on-1 with Mina having her health so low worth it?
Ooh, I would not do that. She can die. Because imagine if it is a damaging encounter after all in Cadiz. He might be...
Yeah, he might be saving it for Mina to join. That's right.
Or as a deterrent, like, really against the... Maybe it is a damaging encounter and it's a deterrent against the 2v1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he does not have the leap. But he's going to be coming in equipped. This could go either way. This could end really badly for either the Hunters or Dracula, or it could kind of be a wash.
Classic combat in this game. Has the potential to swing everything, or it could do nothing.
Let's see what Seward threw out. He threw out, wow, 3 stakes. Holy crap.
Oh, I can check this out. Sorry.
Wow, yeah, these Hunters are really giving Dracula some leeway. When he lands, he's going to be dropping vampires, wall-to-wall vampires. And they can't do much about it. That is... Oof. They're really investing a lot here in this fight. Okay, strength. See, that's bad for Hunters. Oh, okay. But they... Alright.
Good dodge there.
So yeah, when you dodge like that, you are passing up one valuable turn to hit Dracula, but at the same time, like, a strength is such an obvious opening play here that, might have worked out. You burned it, and that's okay. Now, Dracula's got no knowledge of Seward's hand, so he may want to Fangs in case of the Heavenly Host attack, but that's risky if there's a knife. He may want to Mesmerize, but that's risky in case of the Heavenly Host.
Mm-hmm.
You know what a claws, but of course there's a good chance Seward's got a gun. That said, the Holy Bullets now are all gone.
They are all gone, yeah. Pizza Wizard's just saying, who cares about the stakes? The 3rd Holy Bullets is gone! The eulogy for the Holy Bullets returns.
All right. Oh, the double strength.
Wow.
That hurts. That really hurts. But it was a pistol that got destroyed, so actually that could have been a lot worse for Seward.
It could have been.
That was a knife.
Hmm. Yeah, that would really hurt.
And now Dracula is left. I don't know. What do you think? Is Drac going to stick around and try to beat Seward up more, or is he going to just bail with an escape is missed?
I don't know. I would tend to bail, but I know that Strider tends to be a bit more proactive when he plays as Dracula. But then again, if he sticks around, he may be asking for a lot of trouble on the ensuing day.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a solid outcome for Dracula now, because suddenly Seward's ability to damage him is much diminished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but he's still got 2 unknown items. And I wonder what they are. Still hurt Dracula a good bit. Like, again, if he gets off a Heavenly Host, and then Dracula's got to move at sea a bunch of times, suddenly... suddenly Dracula's not in such great shape. Let's see here. Oh, claws, okay.
He's going for
Gambling that he doesn't ever... Wow.
Wow.
See, that's a trade I would take. Is Dracula, I'm happy with that up. Because you took 2 damage, not the end of the world, but now Seward's on the verge of death.
Yeah.
And now Seward's got to be extremely careful.
Yeah, and another claws, too, would...
like, as Dracula...
would go through great strength, and he got rid of the pistol.
Yeah, and we don't know. But yeah, there might be another gun. Because if you do... If you get the plotting off, it's a guaranteed kill. Even through great strength.
Yeah. Wow. He's going straight for the claws.
Wow, he's just going for it, but he's
and it's a dodge.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... The dodge was pretty, I wonder if he overthought it.
Yeah,
and thought,
maybe.
oh, well, Seward will expect a plotting, so he'll play a plot.
Yeah, Mick King was suggesting
okay,
mesmerize
so he's still got a knife.
Claws. Yeah. I think, obviously, in hindsight, it's easy to say plotting would have been great.
Hey, well, I said it in foresight, so...
There you go.
Credit where it's due.
All credit to you.
Oh, another mesmer. Okay, so he must not have had any more attack cards. Wow.
Yeah, that must have been it.
Okay, well, now you get into a thing where does Dracula feed?
Yeah, Pizza Wizard was just pointing that out.
Seward.
Yeah,
he says what's in Cadiz?
He's got that encounter that he hasn't revealed yet.
Yeah, maybe it's a fog, man. Or maybe it's even like a bat, so if Mina jumps in, you can bat her onto Lisbon, and maybe Lisbon's a vampire. There's a lot of things that the hunters really have to think about if Dracula does feed here.
Yeah, and like I was saying, like, Strider does like to play aggressive, so I feel like I feel like he'd be very tempted at the least.
Yeah, it's worth thinking about. I think you for sure think through the possibilities of feeding here, depending on what your encounter is in Cadiz and also in Lisbon.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's a fog? Oh, there it is. Wow.
Yeah, he didn't think long.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what happens here. This is. I love this stuff, man. An aggressive Dracula. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
All right, so Seward's he's not quite as easy to kill, but if he doesn't leave before dusk, then he's gonna be in a really, really rough position. Maybe another hunter could move in and heroic leap, but prevent the fight. But boy.
Wow.
Yeah, I love watching a game like this.
Yeah.
Lots of combat, lots of aggressive Dracula play.
It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun for the spectators.
Oh, okay.
Opening with
plotting.
a plotting. Oh! He had a heavenly host.
Okay, super. But here's the thing. I mean, that 4 HP for sure counts. But man, yeah, Seward Seward may not walk out of this one alive.
He might not. That plotting, like, it's not going to go through a great strength or anything, but that's big. It's going to keep Seward around for longer.
That's big. Yeah, that's very, very big. that makes it significantly easier for Dracula to kill him. I think it's heavily in favor now of Dracula killing Seward.
Wow.
Again, barring the great strength.
Yeah.
But even so, burning a great strength like that is still not a bad outcome for Dracula, especially if he can recover some of his health. Like,
True.
okay, there he's mesmerizing. Okay, no need to cancel that.
Mm-hmm.
Just nerfs Seward a little bit more with his knife, but yeah, what Dracula's angling to do here is to get a Fangs onto Seward. He just has to somehow work around the knife.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Met King's pointing that out. He still has the knife. That's the big thing that you're looking to get around.
Okay, here comes the strength. Does he escape? Oh, okay, but he still gets hit.
Mm-hmm.
So now Dracula's got one more bite at the apple, if you will.
Indeed.
At the Adam's apple.
Yep.
And yeah, Seward has to play
Adam's
everything
apple.
just right to make that.
Good
I
one.
came up with that last night.
I like it.
Against Strider. Yeah, I was pretty pleased with myself.
Oh man. Is this the knife? Is this a claws? What's going on? Will we see a great strength? Oh,
If
he
it's
does
a
have the
claws,
claws.
Oh.
Dodge!
All right, yeah, walk away. Now, if Dracula's got a second claws, then Seward just dies here.
Mm-hmm.
It all just comes down to Dracula's combat hand, as so many pivotal fights do.
Yeah, it's true. That's the thing about Fury of Dracula. You can make the most ideal plays you can and still draw a hand of garbage.
Yeah, that's my biggest gripe, I think, with the game, actually. I think there's too much randomness in Dracula's hand, and it's too easy for Dracula to just be massacred in a fight where he ought to have had a chance because of drawing, all escapes and plottings.
Right.
And it's not that I think Dracula needs to be stronger overall, because I think he's plenty strong. It's just that it's not fun to get shafted into combat that way. Because
it's like
pure luck of the draw.
random.
Okay, there it is.
Oh. Boom. Will we see? No. He's done.
Oh, this is brutal, guys. He is at 11 HP or 11 influence.
Oh.
That feed really paid off.
Incredible.
That is brutal. They're down a horse and a knife. Seward is dead. He's at 11 in week 1. Oh no, in week 2.
Yeah,
and
he's
the
still
hunters
sitting
are
on an
barely positioned
encounter.
He's sitting on an encounter, and Mina can't really safely come in. I mean, she, I guess, could because she's got the escape route, but then what's the point of sending her in? Oh man, this is woo. Yeah, that took a turn. I was not expecting that to go that well for Dracula, actually. Oh, all right, going for the gusto.
Yeah. Godalming's coming over.
Go for it now, or does he wait to deter Mina? Okay, wait to deter Mina.
He's focused
Yeah,
on
that
Mina.
could be a fog, or it could be a another damaging encounter to kick the crap out of her.
No, I like that, Met King. He calls it, when Dracula draws a hand of nothing, he calls it the Mason hand, because Dracula draws bricks.
Oh, I was just talking to Strider, actually, in our game last night. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay, so we're calling it the Mason hand. All right. Because I was just saying to Strider, we need a shorthand for that hand of 3 escapes, 2 plottings. And it sounds like Met King's already come up with it.
Yeah.
All right, now what's the encounter? Oh, wolves. All right. Not quite as strong as Dracula probably hoped for, but Mina's still in a pretty dangerous spot here.
Yeah, 3 HP, and you know there's no great strength.
Seward taking more damage from the wolves.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Okay, Godalming's got a knife as well.
Yeah, and that's good info.
Well,
good info for Godalming. So those wolves, I think, worked out. They did their job.
they did, yeah. And they got Mina within Claw's kill range, which, the hunters can't risk now because they don't have great strength.
Yeah, that's the game.
And a Claws kills Mina one shot, and that's the game. So, I don't know about sending Mina in like that. What was the goal there?
Escape
Okay.
route.
Why did you send her in then, though?
Yeah. Yeah. If he just
Was he
waited,
just
he would have saved himself an escape route.
Fog, and she's got a forewarned, and he was gonna pop the fog with a forewarned, and then she would be at 5 HP. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be it.
I'm not sure why he's in.
Oh, and yeah, Pizza Wizard's pointing out we saw those wolves from behind the veil.
Oh yeah, Yeah, they came through after all.
They did. The memes become
now this,
dreams.
Yes. This is not a great setup for hunters here. Oh,
Ooh.
Wow, the second host of the...
Perfect Heavenly Host, too, canceling a Mesmerize.
Yep, right into a Mez. Right into a Mesmerize. Okay, well, okay, I was just about to say, this is really not looking good for hunters here, this situation, and it still honestly isn't. But if Godalming can escape here, then Dracula is really forced to go to sea, and at that point, the hunters can kind of regroup.
Yeah, and moving to sea is going to be very painful for Drac at 7 HP.
Okay, second Mesmerize. I bet you Godalming escapes. Yep. All right. So now Drac has a chance to batter him around a little bit.
Yeah, it's not a case of just running in and tossing out a host and then taking off.
Yeah, that double Mesmerize is pretty fortunate for Dracula to have.
Yep, Pizza Wizard's pointing out this is so cinematic. The hunters look like they're down. They begin to turn the tide.
Ooh, claws.
Maybe. Ooh.
Oh, that's bad for hunters.
Yeah.
That's really bad for hunters.
Oh, that's half of Godalming's HP.
He punched. I guess, was you expecting a plotting, I guess?
He must have been.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a plotting would have been a solid play there for sure, but boy, the downside risk of that claw is significant. Still, Dracula still might have strengths, so playing a knife becomes great. That said, Dracula isn't... Okay.
Wow.
And there's... Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh, I was sure
good.
Godalming was just going to escape.
That's so good for Dracula. Now... Right. I mean, you got to escape there. I mean, again, he's afraid of the other claws, but, like, the knife doesn't prevent the claws.
Right.
Boy, that's... Oh, man. If Dracula ends this game right here... And he very well can.
Unbelievable.
Holy crap.
So that's
Fangs? Yeah, why not Fangs at this point?
Okay, into a dodge.
And now you just play your claws. Or your Fangs, for that matter, and then you just win the game.
Right.
Wow. Assuming he has either Fangs or claws, that's GG.
This could be
That's insane.
What a game.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's not call it quite yet. 'Cause
No,
maybe he just
you
has
can't.
nothing
You can't give up to the last minute.
but a Mason hand, as it were.
Yep. Oh yeah, Met King is correctly pointing out that Fangs will... Oh, escape his bats. Wow. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, escape is...
He must not have had anything else to attack with.
Yeah, the
He
Fangs
must not
would
have
let
had
him
anything else to attack
live.
with. Because you have Fangs or claws, that was a guaranteed win.
The Fangs would actually let him live because Godalming would just get bitten. Because he was mesmerized.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah,
Still,
that's
though, I would have gone for it as Dracula.
That's the interesting thing about combat as Drac, is sometimes Mesmerize will keep you alive but turn off your ability to kill with Fangs, and that can be a little weird.
Yeah.
All the bite mechanics in this game...
Though, excellent outcome for Hunter.
Yeah, as opposed to losing the game.
Yeah. Wow, okay, yeah, that's turned out pretty well. I almost wonder if he doesn't go to, oh, well, no, he's batting away. I mean, do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is rough. This is rough for Hunters, because now he can just wolf form to anywhere he feels like.
Yep.
He could be, I mean, he could be back in Nantes now. He could be in Claremont. He could be, well, I mean, assuming he wolf forms, you know, he could be... Well, actually, okay, there's not that many places from Cadiz that you can wolf form to. He could be in, the furthest he can be is Nantes or Claremont. Oh, I mean, he's got a hypnosis. That's handy.
Pizza Wizard. Maybe it was a lot of bricks in his hand. A mason hand in the making. Med King suggesting going to 1, Alicante, and feeding. Because feed got cleared because of the escape as bat.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'd be more inclined to escape on foot because the hunters are in no position to chase him.
Yeah.
So all you're worried about is busting. So even if you just wolf form to Claremont, all right, Van Helsing can come on in, help himself, like, to death. Yeah, Dracula's in such a strong position here. He can there's almost no wrong moves.
Yeah, very strong. I agree. So to switch perspectives just a little bit, I figured we'd be talking a lot of Dracula because I know your side preference is JBPhilly, but
oh well, yeah.
Yeah, but as hunters, like, what do you look to do in this situation? How would you stabilize? How would you look to recover? Because you're clearly, I mean, so the good news is the trail is mostly dealt with, and Drax at 6 HP.
Yeah, that's the good news. Not a whole lot of other good news.
Yeah.
I think that what you need is for Dracula to wolf form to climb out Ferrand. Van Helsing to walk onto him with heroic leap. Kill him that way.
Yeah.
That's the most direct path to Hunter victory that I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, maybe Van Helsing just kind of tries to get in front of him. You know, maybe he goes to Geneva next. Van Helsing jumps on him, fights him a little bit. You know, takes some HP off of him, and now Dracula's not really in a position to maneuver too much. And then Hunters can all kind of collect in Madrid, heal up. You kind of gamble that whatever's in Lisbon is not a significant encounter.
Mm-hmm.
As if it's the vampire, it's GG, but maybe it's just something dumb like a bats maybe, or a rats, or not a rats, but a bodyguards. Oof. Wow, horse.
There's John Seward finally getting discarded and dealt with.
So that's rough. But yeah, I think Van Helsing, maybe he can collect some events from the other hunters and things that'll make him stronger in combat, like a planned ambush. Lucky Find's already been used, so it can't be that. I think Van Helsing might just kind of have to risk jumping in there. So now, okay, so interesting. Dracula did not wolf form, so he went to, let's say, modal outcomes here are Santander or Saragossa. So he's probably in either Toulouse, Bordeaux, maybe Barcelona, maybe Alicante. Okay.
He went for the jump.
Oh, Toulouse is still there. Wow. I don't think that Fangs remembered that.
I certainly didn't. Yeah.
He didn't ambush. I guess he just tossed like a hoaxer and aristocratic on it.
Must have been. Yeah, Pizza Wizard and Scott Sword are both answering my question from earlier. They're saying, calm down, deal with the last encounter, resupply. Scott Sword saying heal in Madrid. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, gotta have everybody congregate in Madrid.
Yep. Santander's on the trail, so it can't be Santander.
Oh, also, wow, yeah, look at me. I'm full of nonsense. Okay, so we could have gone Saragossa to Barcelona or Alicante. Actually, that narrows down the possibilities quite a lot. I assume she's just going to Madrid here. Although, can you imagine if Dracula moved to Madrid?
Oh, that would be wild.
That would be insane. And honestly, not a horrible choice. I'm surprised kind of the Kadaming didn't... Well, I mean, any of them really could have died by... Yeah, any of them could have died by going to Madrid, actually, so... Yeah. You know what?
Maybe it wasn't a bad move.
He should have batted to Granada and then walked to Madrid and set up some, a mob or something, and first hunter that walks onto him just gets massacred.
Interesting thought, yeah.
Yeah. Because we know Mina doesn't have another escape route. Gnome might, but... Oh, interesting. Did Seward grab an item instead of
coming out of the hospital? Yeah, he must have. Because I was just going to say, like, you'd think hunters would be incentivized to move to Madrid, like Scott Sword was saying, to heal up with Seward. But Seward stayed in the hospital.
Yeah, I wonder why that was. Did he... I feel like healing is more... Opening up the ability to heal is more urgent than applying to me. I don't know. Could be that he's just thrown for a loop by how badly that fight went. Or that series of fights went. Definitely easy to get tilted in a situation like this when everything seems to be against you.
Oh yeah, that's the thing about this game. I feel like one of the hardest things is learning to just maintain composure. It's sort of like Scott Sword and Pizza Wizard. Scott Sword and Pizza. Yeah, I was right. We're saying in the chat earlier. As hunters. He's going to see.
Okay, so it's either, I think he went to Saragossa and then either Barcelona or Alicante. Yeah, not a horrible choice. I mean, he's probably in the Mediterranean now.
Mm-hmm.
He could then wolf form out of it and be as far east as Italy. Again, without hunters having any ability to chase him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not in a terrible position here.
True. Yeah, Dracula's in a very strong position right now. But this is what I was saying. Like, this game can like turn on a dime, and it can go one way or the other, and you can't really count hunters out until the very end. But at the same time, it's very easy to get drawn into what's happening at the moment, and that can sort of start to make you panic. So you have to sort of maintain your composure and be like, no, like, it's not over until it's over. Like we were even getting excited in that last combat where it's like, this could be the game right here, and then it wasn't.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you can't, like, I think that's one of the skills that you have to develop as you play this game a lot, is like knowing, just always keep playing, always keep looking for that way that you can stabilize and come back and win.
Yeah. Oh, a day trade. Interesting. Okay. Probably would have supplied. I guess maybe he's prioritizing. He wants to trade and heal rather than supply. And
yeah, probably. He's going to power up one of those hunters and heal up with them, and then get them back into the action faster, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Like maybe Seward does the trade here, and then Mina heals. Because now Seward can be at full items.
Right.
With a good hand, given like Mina's got a knife and a horse and so forth. Because yeah, you want Seward to be able to power up and go. Ooh, okay. Go chase Dracula ASAP.
So we're seeing a desecrated soil selection here. So, and I know that there are some different sort of camps as to what you do with those. Strider's discarding 3 cards. Where do you fall? Would you like prioritize keeping good stuff, or prioritize to like swell your hand past the limit, even though it doesn't improve your encounter economy, the rate at which you go through your encounter deck as Drac? Or would you be looking to accelerate your movement through that deck as much as possible to get another fog or something like that?
I'm the latter school. I think unless your hand is already completely composed of fogs, bats, and fighting vampires, you always cycle through. Maybe there's sometimes a case where you can like a spy as well. But normally, if you're lucky, you're throwing out your rats, your aristocratics, maybe your hoaxes, that kind of thing. But yeah, the way I think of it is like the goal of Desecrated Soil is to get you closer to another fighting vampire and/or another fog, maybe another bats. So yeah, you cycle in every case, unless your hand is already full of those things. That's how I usually approach it.
Yeah, that would be my default as well. I think probably because I played too much of the Pokemon trading card game as a kid. You always want to cycle through the deck as fast as possible.
Yeah, because there's such a disparity in the power of Dracula's encounters, I think that it really incentivizes you to do that. Oh, okay, he's going after Lisbon. I had almost forgotten about Lisbon.
Yeah, it's about to mature. So, yeah, if that's a subtle vampire, that could be the end of the game.
Yeah, if Godalming's not ready for it. I mean, they've refreshed the item deck, so those stakes could be back in play. And Seward is going to join in Barcelona. Makes sense to... Well, what's the goal of that? Is Seward just going there to defuse the Heavenly Host?
Maybe. Oh, sense of emergency from Van Helsing.
They're not going to trade now. I guess, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think I would rather just go after Drac. Because now you're losing another turn to have Seward there, but if you can catch Drac within 3 turns, then the healing doesn't matter. Alright, Milan's off the table.
Yeah, we did see that. I don't think we necessarily commented on it, but we did see that wolf form from presumably the Mediterranean there, so... not even presumably. Definitely, yeah.
Ooh, dog steak.
Back. Wow. Another desecrated soil. Wow.
Wow. Okay, does he have a host? I mean, they've burned 2 of them already, so I think Dracula may be getting his health back here.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, I've always liked desecrated soil because it like potentially helps you cycle, like we were talking about, And
ooh, no cookie. Wow,
look
that's
at that.
so good for Dracula.
Oh, that's huge.
So good for Dracula.
So it's good. It's generally good if it matures because you get the health, and then it's generally good again if you get the cards, because that accelerates your hand, right? And it's just, it seems like it does nothing. Like, I remember the first time I played this game as Dracula, I was like, what is the use of this card? But the more I, like, watch games and play it, the more I think, this is actually quite good. It's like, there's very few bad outcomes from it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a very useful card. Again, it's not like a... Oh!
Wow.
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, John Stewart has it.
Okay, cool. So that's only one healing that Dracula gets, but still. I think... I don't know that I would have sent Seward there, because, like, you gotta prioritize just catching him.
Yeah.
Because if he... I mean, if he gets away to the point where that healing matters, then, like... he's gonna have such a trail built up, and... I don't know. I would have chased... Dracula over spending a turn in Barcelona. But we'll see how it works. Maybe it'll end up being the pivotal 3 health. We'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, certainly as Dracula, you wouldn't say no to doubling your health from 3 to 6 there. Wow.
Yeah, especially at low HP like that, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Speedy Telegraph. Is there a renewed vigor? No.
No.
Okay.
Interesting.
They can check something with Van Helsing first, and then kind of send the rest of the team to
True.
Follow up on whatever leads he generates.
Yeah, just quickly catching up with the chat. Looks like most people are agreed. Going to discard the 3 is...
Oh, the Hypnosis, of course.
Hypnosis, okay. Yep. Good use of Hypnosis there.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just catching up on the chat. They were generally agreeing about Desecrated Soil, it sounds like. Also, Scott Sword is saying, fantastic game and stream. Well done. Thank you, Scott Sword. All the credit goes to everyone except me.
Well, certainly that's not the case because you're the one streaming.
I suppose I had something to do with it.
Just a little bit. Okay, so he went to either Genoa and then Florence, or maybe Zurich and then Geneva, or vice versa. Could be hiding in Genoa, or one of the other 2 small cities.
I can never remember where Genoa is. I finally found it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on the northern Italian coast.
Right. Yeah. My problem is I always confuse Genoa and Geneva, and they're both 24 and 25. So even numerically, they're right next to each other.
Yeah, and geographically.
Yeah.
I've still never been able to wrap my head around the numbers. Like, people just refer to them as the numbers because of the digital edition, but I played the physical game for so long that I know all the cities by their names. And so the numbers just never mean anything to me. Like, I can remember some of the major ones, 38 being Munich, but for the most part.
The thing that helps me with the numbers is they're alphabetical. So if I hear someone say a place name, and I know generally what region it's in, and it's like, I can go like, oh, did that name start with a C, and it's in the east? Well, that's probably Constanta, and 17's a small number, so let's go there.
Yeah,
that's sort of how I use the numbers.
Being at the end of the alphabet means it's going to be a high number, so yeah. Okay, so we didn't learn anything from Jonathan Harker that we didn't already know. But yeah, there's only a handful of cities that he can be in right now. Ooh.
Oh, now he's feeding.
With at least 1 fog. If he is, that's a nasty position for hunters to try to get him out of. Yeah,
he's gone pretty far through the second round of the Dracula events, right? Is that, I don't know the full number, but is that like halfway through, basically?
He's like making some progress into the second Dracula deck.
Crazy.
Counter deck, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Warcraft. I'll tell him to join the live stream.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking care of that.
Oh, no Genoa. Wow.
Interesting.
Okay, so it's in Zurich or Geneva. Interesting. That's yeah. I don't know that I would have fed. That's a ballsy move. Okay, blocking Munich, yeah. He can't go to the east now because there's no wolf form.
Right.
So they are closing the net just a bit here.
Yeah, they are starting to hone in. This is the thing about the tricky moves as Drac, right? When they work, you look like a genius. When they blow up in your face, it's like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Yeah, always a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I am very curious to see where he moved and what he played as encounters. Because like a fog popping on a seaport city right now could put him in such a good position. He just has 2 turns then to, beat up that hunter, try to kill them, recover more health. But that's not it's not gonna happen now.
Right. Oh, and Escape is Bad is coming off the trail now.
That's true, yeah. I always forget that one of those being on the trail means it's not in Dracula's combat hands.
Mm-hmm.
Which can be either good or bad for Dracula, depending on what he's looking to do.
True.
Helps him avoid that brick hand or that mason hand,
mm-hmm.
if that's not what he wants. But if he wants to get away as bad again, it can suddenly be a negative.
Right. Although if you really do want it, you can actually misdirect the Escape is Bat, which I tend to forget.
That's true.
Because I think of it as a power
once
card.
It's revealed, it's kind of like, oh, why misdirect? Because it's another chance to cycle a card.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really, really, really want to make sure that thing could be in your combat hand, then it might be worth it.
Yep.
Okay, what's he gonna do? Yeah, this is a thinker for Dracula. He's suddenly not in as strong of a position as he was.
Yeah,
like, the hunters are...
They may not have found him, but he's like in the net.
Yeah, they know there's 2 cities that his wolf location could be. And if I'm not mistaken, he was still in Italy on the second move, so that means there's 2 cities where his current location can be. And he's no longer got a wolf form.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's a renewed vigor next turn, he could actually be caught.
Yep. This game can really turn around on a dime.
Yeah.
Though he is back up to 9 HP, I mean, it's not going to help him in the 3v1, but still.
If he gets caught, he's got to rely on a fog.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes me wonder, maybe he moves to Marseille. Very unexpected move since he's boxing himself in, but if he goes there, only one hunter finds him and there's a fog. Then, oof, the sea falls off the trail before anything else can happen, and... Oh.
Dark Claw.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Whoa. Oh. Yeah. Sorry about my incoherent noise there.
Well, you've just verbalized my mental state.
Well, good. Yeah, see, I can be very articulate in that way.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of this.
Dark Call.
Is he sitting under 2 fogs in a non-port city?
Is he in Cagliari?
Oh, wow, I forgot Cagliari existed. Maybe he's... Oh, yep, maybe he's in Cagliari. Yep.
Wow. Oh, yeah, yeah, Piece of Wizards ahead of me.
He is not in a good position to catch him, actually.
Wow.
Because Seward could excellent weather over, but otherwise it's going to take them multiple turns to get more than 100 there.
Yeah.
And then...
And Seward doesn't have any events right now.
Yeah, Seward's got no events, so actually... Okay, but he has to leave it, though. This turn. And then he has to move a bunch more by sea before he can wolf form again.
Yeah, but...
I don't know.
How long... I don't know if he has the health for it. He's got, what, 7 now?
Well, check this out, though. Check this out.
Uh-huh.
Tonight, Mediterranean moves to the final spot on the trail.
Mm-hmm.
He moves to Iranian.
Right.
The next night, Mediterranean falls off the trail. Now he can go in both directions.
Yeah, he could split the map.
So that's why he did the dark call. But boy, losing that health in a place where you have to go to sea shortly is very risky.
Wow. Yeah, well, we completely missed that. So we're talking about tricky moves earlier. That was a genius one from Strider.
Guys, this is the expert level commentary that Aruka Mania advertised that you can only get here.
That's right.
Me, a third place championship participant, forgetting that Cagliari exists.
Well, it's so unlikely with the wolf form, right? Like, even if you're thinking about it, I don't think you're thinking about it as very likely when you see a wolf form from the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it totally cues you to assume that he's gone through Marseille.
Yeah.
Now, look, if he's in Geneva right now, well, if he's in Geneva right now, we'll know very shortly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think dollars to donuts. He's in Cagliari, and yeah, he's just banking on being able to move in both directions from the Tyrrhenian, which, whew.
That's pretty valuable.
If this were like Friday or Saturday instead of Wednesday.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. He doesn't have the health to guarantee the land to win.
I mean, because wait, how many? Okay, so he's moves to Tyrrhenian, and he's at 5.
Right.
Then he moves 4, 3, 2, and then he has to land. So Tyrrhenian Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, no, he can't win by landing at this point.
Right.
Particularly if a vampire lair pops. Yeah. Wow, this is. Ew.
Yeah, it was totally Cagliari. Look at that. Amazing.
Yep. Now, if there's a vampire there, they don't have a whole ton of time to get there.
True. Yeah, Seward just moved away from it.
Yeah, Seward moved away from it. Godalming maybe can get there if he's got an excellent weather and a forewarned. Then he can disarm, because there's got to be a fog, right? Or a saboteur at least.
Yeah, there's got to
be a vampire by the laying encounter.
Yep.
So, yeah, Godalming needs an excellent weather and a fog. And a forewarned.
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody does.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Piece of Wizard's giving you your due there, saying you beat him in both your games, JBPhilly. He has not forgotten.
Oh, Pizza Wizard. Well, I mean, look, I don't know how that happened, frankly. I legit don't, actually. I should go back and watch those games at some point.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's so many of these games. We're talking about that in just terms of following the coverage, but it does make it hard to remember the specifics of each match.
They alter. Oh, okay. Going to Munich. I thought he might go to. Well, no, yeah. Everything rides on Godalming somehow getting to Cagliari in time.
Right.
Which if it's a vampire, which I'm assuming it is. Godalming needs excellent weather and probably needs forewarned. And he needs stake.
Mm-hmm. It's quite a lot.
Yeah, this might be yeah, Strider might get away with this. And man, if it happens because Fangs like us assumed that, or didn't even clock that Cagliari was a possibility, that's something. Because you're right, that wolf form really cues you to think that he's gone through Marseille.
Mm-hmm.
And your mind just kind of goes down that track. And
yeah, the interesting thing is, I think, at least from what I've seen, when Dracula's moving from the east towards the west, where you sort of expect him to stop in Cagliari anyway, the wolf form from the Tyrrhenian, you can sometimes be like, was he being tricky? Maybe it's Cagliari. But from the Mediterranean, the thought didn't even occur to me.
yeah, to quote unquote waste a Mediterranean wolf form on a sneaky move to Cagliari is like, oh, why would you do that? But I mean, hey, it worked out very well here.
Yeah, it certainly has worked.
Well, again, let's say it worked out assuming there's a vampire.
Yes. Yeah, if that's not the end of the game, then it remains to be seen if it'll have worked out.
Yeah, because then he's got a long way to go. Yep, there it is. He's got a long way to go. And he'll have to, yeah, he has to survive quite a while yet with very low health if this is not a vampire. But yeah, listen, if that's a vampire protected by a saboteur or a fog, that's tough to get through.
Yeah.
And congrats to him for doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, if that's the case, if Godalming comes in there with an excellent weather, a stake, and a forewarned, I mean, that's pretty epic. That's a deserved win.
Absolutely. Yeah. If the hunters can coordinate that, then that's very well played.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it looks like Ilinica Rotundu, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, is predicting a wolf form from Mediterranean Sea to Clermont-Ferrand, went to Nantes, now is in North Atlantic, heads to Ireland. Huh.
Yeah. Oh, there's the excellent weather. All right, part 1. Step 1 down.
That's right. Will we see the miracle?
Okay. Moment of truth. Ooh, what's he waiting for?
Yeah.
What's to think about?
Is it not a fog?
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Okay, that's
Vampire on the hide.
Oh, he's got an escape route. But is that a double
vamp?
Double vampire. Oh, wow. Okay, well, so maybe the thought was that even if he's got a stake, the ambushes would beat him up so much that he could die during the second night fight.
Right, and then the kill would get the game instead of the vampire.
Right.
Yeah, well, that was a clutch escape route.
Yeah, that escape route was key. And wow, the fact that it wasn't forewarned that he needed after all.
Yeah.
Plotting. Oh, okay. All right. Well, this is actually kind of good for the. No, this is the this is not the hide vampire though. So if he kills this thing in combat,
yeah, that threat's over. Yeah.
Very silly for playing that plotting.
Mm-hmm.
That said, though, the plotting does make it a lot harder for the vampire to die.
A good point, Pizza Wizard. It gives him the chance, the double vamp, to win by reckless bites if they find him.
Yeah. Okay, there's the fangs.
Double knife.
Double knife! Oh, that's so brutal for Dracula. Wow.
Wow. Amazing.
Suddenly, this whole game is just let's head. I think hunters are massively favored now.
Yeah. Well played. Well played to Fangs of Fire.
Hunters are hugely favored now all around. Holy sh.
Wow.
Wow.
That's why I can't get enough of this game.
Yeah. If Godalming's last event was not a forewarned, wow, that gamble. I mean, he had to go. He just had to go for it.
He did.
But, man, that really paid off.
I mean, the alternative was the game was over, so he had to try, and it turned out he came perfectly equipped. Right? We were sure it was going to be the fog.
Guys. Seward just threw away a Heavenly Host.
Whoa.
That is...
Oops.
So, wow. Okay, so he's telegraphing that he doesn't have Consecrated Ground.
Yes.
Could it be a fake out?
Is it? Yeah.
Where he actually does, but he's hoping that Dracula goes to England or Ireland or someplace where even a low-powered CG can kill him. Maybe?
Maybe.
But what does he want so badly that is worth throwing away a Heavenly Host?
Burn the Heavenly Host.
What?
Is it just for the bluff, maybe?
I mean, yeah, that's maybe, yeah, maybe he's thinking I'm gonna bluff like I don't have CG. But it just seems to me, it seems so transparent that something weird is going on. Like, if you really don't have CG, I don't think you do that bluff.
Mm-hmm. And Seward of all people, because he's got the extra item slot.
Right. So there's no need for him to throw that thing away.
Right.
Unless it's sort of head fake.
Right. If it was someone else, right? Maybe it was a horse or something, because they did lose one.
Right.
But not Seward.
I mean, then 2 of the knives are on Godalming, so Seward could at most have like another host and a knife and a horse.
Right.
I don't know. There's like not a lot of scenarios, given what we know, that you'd want to do that. That's strange. It's very strange. But yeah, Dracula's still... Ooh, he's got a long way to travel. Very little health. And... yeah, just a lot of time that he has to make it through.
Mm.
And man, imagine if they pull a vampire there. It's going to be devastating.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that makes the... going down to 9 changes the breakpoint from 1 away to 2 moves away.
Oh, already landing.
Full form.
Okay, did he go to Sofia?
So 2 from the Tyrrhenian.
Or did he go to Spain to be near Mina?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't hate either option.
Mm-hmm.
Sofia's a little bit more risky because you've got Seward there, and Van Helsing's not too far behind.
Mm-hmm.
Spain is
showing a holy circle.
Yeah, Spain is more risky in that because it seems more obvious, maybe you get found there faster. Actually, though, I like this. I think that's the right choice. Rather than staying at sea and just losing his health, I think this is smart because if he's got he's definitely got his other fog. He may have his third fog.
Yeah, he might.
And if he can protect himself with fogs, then he's home free. Oh wow, second
Ooh.
excellent weather.
Looks like Fangs is thinking it's the East.
He's really committing to the East, man. If it turns out to be Spain,
yeah, an Iberia move here would be
if it
big.
Spain, then hunters are hosed.
Yeah.
Flipped yet again.
And those power cards are starting to come back.
Yeah, they are. Boy, yeah, if it's not the East. But I mean, I guess Fangs didn't have a lot of options. Presumably, he didn't have a surprising return, or if he did, no allies to use it with. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yeah. Piece of Wizard saying, I believe Med was on the trail and he moved by sea. We were thinking that Med was on the trail for the first one, so he had to go to Iridian. But after that, oh, here comes Money Trail. It was the Ionian.
Wow.
Yeah. We were thinking that the trail sliding first would mean he could go either to Ionian or Mediterranean from that point. But
yeah.
Clearly,
he did have, in fact, correctly, he did have the option to be in the Mediterranean.
Yeah. Clearly, it was actually the Ionian.
Okay, so a renewed vigor here could still be death for Dracula.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah, they're both.
Oh, wow, there isn't one. Man, has he just not drawn any of the high power cards in this game?
Yeah.
We haven't seen a Forewarned. We haven't seen a renewed vigor.
True, and we've seen a discarded.
Oh,
that
no.
hurts. Oh,
that sucks. Oh wow. I mean, wow, that's awful. I mean, yeah, Belgrade was an important check for sure there. He didn't.
It wasn't Sofia.
He went to Salonika or Athens. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if he's sitting underneath double fog in one of those cities, then I think he's home free.
Yeah. He did just get that hide back, too, so that could be a hide.
Yeah. Because Van Helsing's got 2 events, Seward's got 0 events.
And he's about to get feed if he wants to stick around, yeah.
Seriously. Yeah, if he double fogged it, then he's in a really hard spot to crack.
Yeah, and the clock's running out. Oh, here comes the hired scouts. Athens.
Athens, always Athens.
Always Athens.
That night supply really paid off.
That sure did.
But yeah, I mean, he's got to be, at this point, like, he's got to be underneath double fog.
Yeah. Yeah, and absolutely, I think this is a situation where Unite Supply, like, regardless of the odds, this is desperate times for hunters.
Unite Supply more than once, because Dracula's got an event now.
Ooh. I must have missed the second one. I was waiting to check the discard pile here. 2-3.
Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, Long Night. Ooh, okay, well, what about Renewed Vigor? Oh, wow, he doesn't have Renewed Vigor. He's saying GG.
16. Wow.
Holy smokes. Yeah, he just doesn't have the capability to get there,
Stop
I guess.
the game.
Or wait, I mean, hold on. He has the capability to get there, surely. Or maybe not. No, because Van Helsing doesn't have a horse.
Right, and Seward just lost his.
And Seward lost his. Oh wow, forgot about that horse roll. Holy crap! Wow, I wonder what's in Athens.
I wonder. Wow, what a game!
What a game indeed.
Just classic Fury of Dracula. You think it's going to go one way, and it spins another, and then it comes back around on you. You just don't know.
Yeah. There were at least 3 or 4 different points in that game when I was like, oh, wow, it's over for insert team here.
Right. Ah, incredible.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch, man.
Yeah, I said before the game started that I was hoping for an intense match, and we certainly got that.
You sure did. Oh, devilish power. Used to throw away Harker.
He got rid of Harker. Why not?
I gotta say though, well, okay, so obviously he didn't have CG, but man, I would not have thrown away Heavenly Hosts like that. Even if you don't have CG, you gotta, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or pretend like you do, but either way, I mean, that was just a tough position.
Wow. I mean, what I typed in the chat, that was an incredible game.
Oh, Yeah, the double knife, man.
Mm. Yeah, it looks like he was going for the Reckless Bite influence win. Amazing.
Oh yeah, like we thought, he didn't have claws in that fight with Gadaman. And Cadiz.
Yeah, he just didn't quite have it. Just enough of a mason hand. It was that one brick that was missing. Wow. And tough luck for Fangs, you were right. He didn't have a lot of the power events.
Yeah. Oh, Fog in Athens.
Fog in...
Yeah, I think Fangs
also,
really...
damn.
Oh, wow. I think, yeah, Fangs must have just had really poor luck with, yeah, no RV, no CG, possibly no forewarn.
Yeah, and it was still very close. So that was some very good play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, heroic leap. I guess he didn't draw either. Man, yeah. He did kind of get shafted with the cards.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Oh.
That happens sometimes.
It does.
That's rough for hunters. This is part of why I'm very interested to compare the data. Yeah, because we collect data from these post-game forums about did the hunters have CG or not. And I would love to see what the win rate is in games with CG versus games without CG.
Yeah.
Because I'm convinced that it's like a significant factor in whether hunters win or not.
Yeah, it seems likely.
And yeah. If I can go on a tangent again, so one of my gripes with the game is about Dracula's combat hand. We've been through that. It's too luck based, and there's the chance of him getting casted through no fault of his own. The other gripe that I have with it is that CG, there's too much of the hunter's power is in that one card of CG. I think that it should be a weaker card, and that some of their weakest cards should be made a bit stronger to compensate. Not that they should be like made into strong cards, but just that so much shouldn't be riding on drawing this one card. I just think that it makes things a little bit too swingy, and there's a lot of cards that hunters can just throw away without thinking, and then there's this one card that they have to dig for and dig for and dig for that can change the entire game. And I just think that it should be a bit more balanced in terms of where the power lies.
Yeah, spread out the power a little. Spread out the power a little bit. I understand that. Although I do think I forget whose commentary it was I was watching, but they were making the point that some of the power of CG has been somewhat reduced by the trail slide change, because now some of the CG traps only work with less precise timing, basically. I can't remember the exact specifics, but so it sort of has been, sort of like the Fog Forewarned game has now completely changed from the old version of this game. So I don't think the impact has been as big on CG, but there has been some impact.
Sorry, I lost you.
Oh, you lost me? I was just saying, I think the trail slide sort of indirectly has affected the power of CG to some extent as well.
Hello.
Oh no.
Are you still there?
It's happening again. Huh. Okay, well, thank you all for joining me for this stream, and I've stopped the video like a crazy person. It was an amazing game, well played to both players, and I hope to catch you again for another game of the League of Dracula 2024 sometime soon. Thank you, JBPhilly, for joining me, and as always, thanks for watching, everyone.